Today we learn what the head in HTML is. The head is a place where you put information about your page that isn't directly shown to the user. This includes the title, the character set, and instructions for the browser. Here are the most important tags that you'll use in almost every website. The title tag sets the text in the browser tab. Meta name viewport makes the page responsive for mobile. So this is basically important to make the website look good on pretty much all devices. Meta charset UTF-8 tells the browser to use UTF-8 character encoding, which supports most languages and symbols. Computers only work with numbers, specifically with zeros and ones. A character set is needed to translate those numbers into letters and those letters into numbers, symbols or emojis. UTF-8 is the standard today because it supports almost every language and almost every character. Those were the tags you basically need on every single website. So let's take a look at some important ones you will use pretty often. The link tag is used to connect your CSS files to your HTML file. Meta name description is important to create a description for your website and is basically the description that shows up in the Google search results. Meta name author defines the author of the page. The script tag is used to load your JavaScript files after HTML is parsed. So let's take a look at the head inside of Visual Studio Code. First of all, we can create a basic template again by using the exclamation mark and pressing enter. We're going to open the website with the live server again. And at the moment, if you take a look at the top right here, you can see that we have the text document over here. By changing the title, for example, to test title and pressing save, we can change the title on our website. And as you can see, right on the top here, we have test title now. We also have the meta tag that basically defines the char set, and we have the meta tag that defines the viewport and makes our website responsive, so that it basically looks good on mobile and pretty much every device you use. If we type meta followed by a colon, we can see the different meta tags we can use. And for example, you have UTF-8 right here. So if we just press enter, we are basically gonna generate a basic UTF-8 meta tag. We can also use meta colon description, which is basically a tag used to create a description for your website. So we can just create a basic description here by, for example, typing this is a basic description for our website, like this. We could, for example, link a style sheet by using the link tag followed by a colon and CSS, basically selecting that one from the drop-down menu, and now we collected a style sheet with the name style.css. Since we don't have the style sheet at the moment, this is not going to work. But if you want to link a CSS file to your HTML page, this would be the way to do it. And you don't have to understand what CSS is at the moment, but this is really an important concept when you really work with HTML and CSS. If you want to add an author, we can basically use the meta tag again, give it the name equals author, and then we can add the content attribute and say that the author equals Pascal, for example. Then we close the tag, and by doing so, we basically added an author to our website. You can also use the script tag to link a JavaScript file to your HTML page. You don't really need to know what JavaScript is at the moment, but just keep in mind that this is really an important concept, and you usually use a lot of JavaScript with HTML when creating a web page. To link a JavaScript file, you can basically type script :source, and by pressing enter, you'll basically have the basic template. Now you can basically define a source that could, for example, be an app.js file. We don't have this file at the moment, but we could create one by typing app.js here, for example. And now we link this app.js file to our index.html file. If we define the script tag in the head, it's important to add the defer attribute. Those were the most important things you need to know about the head in HTML.